Cool. All right, that should be us live. All right, so what is on the cards for tonight? Let's have a look. It's either going to be something to do with audio or most likely the pathing system. Because I think the pathing system is something I really like and I wouldn't mind doing more of because it looks so sick when it works. Yeah, these maps and the proceduralism is sick, but being able to actually cut a path out and have that all work would be just way better. Because last night we wrapped up a lot of stuff with these modal menus and some lights and stuff like that. Theoretically, I should just be able to dump that in now and yeah, use physics to scatter, which is just freaking awesome. Let's just erase that. Okay, yeah, I think paths, that should be tonight's plan. Where do we put it? Where would, probably put it here in the landscape tab for now. Oh, I've already got it in the landscape tab. Yeah, but I need to figure out how to get the other menu for it, right? Yeah, let's... That's actually going to be interesting because there's a whole bunch of stuff that we probably need to do surrounding that. Okay. Screw it. All we do is we're going to add another menu up here for the splines so we can test it. Make sure that I don't have to jump in and out of editor to load the PCG network. So this is all done via PCG, so what we want to be able to do is actually take that spline data and subtract it against everything. So that's probably where we're going to start. Alright, let's just do it. So from memory, oh God, I wish I actually knew where did I put those menus last night. It'll be tab. Oh yeah, okay, so back to these. We just use a reference viewer to find where they're being grabbed and it's Control E to open up the blueprint. Okay, so it's not in there, it's in the actual main. Yeah, that makes more sense. So let's just pop another one of these on in the index. We'll call this paths. No, it can't be that hard to quickly find a freaking... I'm going to get in my favorite source. Just join a flat icon and find just a quick path. Learn to spell. Not math, path. Just gives us a swirly line, something that we can use as a placeholder that'll look good in case I forget to actually replace it. Well, freaking terrible. Okay, we'll just have to make one and we won't do it now, we'll just, you know, we'll just add something else in. Let's just use this. Sweet. And we'll just have to do the dispatch on it, so, on the callback. So we'll add this in to try and open the panel widget and we'll try and open Spline Builder. Should at least allow us to be able to throw things in. I'm just doing the quick pre-stream checks. Does look like everything's a bit clearer tonight, so hopefully that'll hold out. Sick. Alright, cool. So we can open the spline panel window, which should let us drop that spline tool in. Let's just make sure that's the case. So yeah, we paint that on, or we paint on, you know, whatever ones we have. And we go to paths, add the path, and you'll see this is just yeah, so now the issue is when we complete the build, we don't actually recheck and reform the PCG network. So that's going to be pretty easy to fix. So let's go take a look at that. This shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so we have path spline, not what I want, not what I want. Spline actor. And we'll just open up Spline Manager, and there should be a component here. Yep, Spline Builder. Fantastic. We're just going to piggyback onto the finish code. Where is that? Yes, create Spline on owning clients. Spline actor. Yep. It's this jumble of a mess, that's what it is. I actually don't really remember. So like, it feels like it should be on the tick in here. Yeah, here it is. It's on the tick. Here we update the tooltip location, and this should probably bind to a create new spline point. Confirm spline. So I think we run the confirm on the end, which is fine. So does this spline manager generate spline meshes, which is called from within the actor? So I reckon on that, we're able to... There you go, like it is set to generate on this guy. Yeah, okay, so we're just running... Let's have a look at what we got. So get spline data, distance, density filter, spawner. Let's have a look at that one. Should be able to just grab our only spline and fix that. I think that's actually the one we want, but there we go. So it's one of these freaking fences we want. I think that's it. All right, let's have a look then. So we know it's going to need to call the grid manager to refresh. I have a feeling that's on every tile though. So there would be a good way if we could do it without that. So sort of having a tile that would be, it would check if it's had a collider on top of it potentially. But to be honest, yeah, I'm just gonna have to play around with it. So let's move some things around. I wish I could dock these in here somewhere. That would be so freaking handy. But I'm just gonna pop it over on my side monitor at the moment. And we're gonna want to find our complete weld tool as well. So that'll be Game Grid Manager. Nope. It's actually on every tile, so... Alright, what we'll do is in the Game Grid Manager, we're going to add a custom function. Update tiles from spline. So we'll just call generate. We shouldn't need to force the generation. Wait. Okay, we might need to call that from spline builder or something. On spline complete. Oh, this is done because obviously that PCG network is doing nothing. So what we want to do is get all our tiles. I actually don't remember if it feels like it should be in the tile data array, right? Oh, that's its stored save data. Now just hold left and press left click, we'll get a for loop. That should do it, but we don't even know if we're going to call that yet. It's good. We'll put it as call in editor, and we'll see if just running that fixes it, because the question will be if we need to update the spline. I don't think we will, because the spline should already be in memory in terms of its like data points, but I will have to possibly change must overlap actors. We'll figure it out. So we'll paint this again. We'll come here, we'll grab this spline tool. I really like splines. I'll have to keep trying to figure out ways to use them. Because I could probably make them agnostic to the actual game actor. Anyway, let's talk more work. So we have Game Grid Manager here, which we should now have a callable function on, but I accidentally clicked Grid Manager first, and that's going to take a couple seconds because it's got like 10,000 tile instances. Here we go. Update tiles from spline. Very cool. So that actually caused nothing to happen. That's quite good to know. So if we came back to our spline data, yeah, see, as soon as, okay, there we go. I ran a force refresh and we built all the meshes. But yeah, updating the tiles doesn't seem to do anything. So that's a good start. We're getting somewhere. At least we didn't waste our time trying to call that tile update. So let's find the actual tile PCG for this then. I've really got to go through and actually clean a lot of this project out. There we go, so tile object handler sounds about right to me. That is not correct. This is actually the old one that used a lot of blueprint. That one. Perfect. And a lot of this, dude, I don't know how to actually be able to figure half of this shit out without the Procedural Minds YouTube channel. It is freaking amazing. Okay, so yeah, we do have our spline data here coming in. Select multiple and must overlap self, so that's pretty good. So why doesn't it work? Well, in Game Grid Manager, when we call this, we get all our tiles, we get the PCG thing. Let's just try force. Like, I really wish I understood a bit more into the PCG stuff / docs for a bit better to tell us what the real force is happening, but alright, so we've gone around and generated, we've dragged this in and we've drawn this. I'm just going to pop back here because we need to find that Game Grid Manager. If this works, then I'll tail that onto the spline complete, and then we're starting to cook. You know what? Let's see if this performs any better. I'm just going to start recording and see if I can sort of take a copy of this as well later. Okay. Have we... Yep, update tiles from spline. Come on. Yep. Okay, cool. So now we know what we need to do. And then with a standard refresh, we should just be able to spawn whatever the spline wants. Yep, cool. That's sick. Obviously, we're not looking good yet, but that's not the point. This is all testing. So yeah, procedural pathing. Cool. So let's remove this friction of having to push load every time. We'll come back to the game group manager. We really don't need this. We'll just turn it call in editor, turn that off. Easy. And then in our spline manager, what we'll probably want to do is get actor of class. Cool. Like, we only have one of these in the game, and we only will ever have one, so we don't really need to do any more checks. Like, I'll throw in as valid on the end in case of any stupid stuff, but let's not use the debug print. Let's use just print string. Okay, so when this isn't valid, then we're just going to let us know that the GGM was not valid in the spline. Cool. Then what we're going to do here is grab this and update Pulse from spline. Okay, so theoretically on the completion, whenever we do the spline, we should start removing all the stuff. So we'll paint on this, it'll spawn. I will then grab this, draw it through, and then click. There we go, yep, cool. Look at that path, nice. Okay, I like it. Okay, so now we need to trigger it to refresh on the end as well, which it's weird that it doesn't do it already. Yeah, it has this setup graph. Weird. Let's have a look. What's going wrong? Generate spline mesh array. So we're generating on the end of the spline mesh array, which seems... Okay, that's the interesting thing. Do we call the generation from the manager? What do we call the generation from the child? Yeah, because originally we had it tacked on here. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so we run this setup graph. It feels like that should be doing it, but uncompleted. No, we don't need to set the graph, do we, on completion? Because our parent, the manager should be setting all that stuff. So, if I force refresh the spline, does it get fixed? Yes. Okay, cool. So, that means we're setting the graph at least. For some reason, we aren't generating it well enough. Okay, so... if you just... like, I almost want to call it there as well. Alright, so if we pop this onto the end of updating the spline, force a generation, come back into setup graph. Yep, that's all removed. That's all removed. Cool. Let's see, come on. Okay, so no, still nothing. Why? Why? So yeah, even though we are running it here, it's not happening. So let's try something else. Just so we can start to narrow down where it is. But see, it's like right there as well. Paint the floor. Oh, let's do this. No. Okay, what? Oh my fucking god, it does work. I know what's going on. Oh my god. So... it's that stupid thing when you actually remember exactly why this is happening and you feel like an idiot for it. So what is happening is that fence item has a boolean value that tells it should be hidden. And when that gets applied at the end, you'll see in our spline actor somewhere, or is it spline builder? It'll be on the complete build, right? Like, that makes way more sense. Hide static mesh, see that? Getting the spline mesh array, and then we're destroying the component. Let's just turn that off and see what happens. I feel like we should still be able to spawn it from that. Yeah, so okay, so now this mesh is still there. Okay, let's have a look at that then. What it may be is something to do with visibility, because when we toggle that visibility, we actually refresh the item. If we still did that, that's fine. Has this got anything set on it? No, this all seems fine. I really need to clean this up, don't I? Okay, I think this set the visibility. Because technically we can always be visible since we're just chewing through and killing the meshes, like... How the hell why does that work? There we frickin' go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the basic tool working. Hell yeah. Let's check out. I like to that. So yeah, we just got to draw on, which is pretty freaking cool. Tight. So we have these meshes, which I guess the kind of cool thing with this is we can now start actually playing with them live almost. So I might have to move some things so we can see. Right. Sweet, now we can actually start working on this. I like it. Alright, so these are the path, the points at least we're generating for the path. There's our spline. And obviously the points that we spawn. So what are we doing now that we are spawning 2 types of mesh, stones and a boulder? So let's delete this thing. Alright, so I'm just going to relatively scale down these points so we can see what we're working with. Okay, so it's like we have 2 freaking lines of it, which is... We want more. What if we did a cell size of 25? That's what we wanted. Let's just tilt the debug. Oh, yeah, okay, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. Well, yeah, I think it locked up my computer a bit doing that one. Okay, so we've got just way too many things happening, right? Maybe we make that 40. Okay, maybe even less than 40. What should we go 40-40? Yeah, that's sort of better. What if we threw more transform onto the points, like minus 50 to 50? Ah, shit, minus. Let's, oh, it's because I'm not checking the right points. Yeah, see, look at that disgusting, beautiful mess. They're all scattered all over the place. So now we have a bunch of points generated on those lines. So if we plug that back in, yeah, look at that. Now we can get a real smart start putting stuff on the outside and stuff, but let's separate the inside and outside of this a bit. So I'm going to put this on this side of the screen. I'll pop this up, close this menu. No, it doesn't close, does it? Oh, there we go, cool. Alright, so we have all these points. Let's start to do some filtering. Keep that for later. We're going to need to do a distance. And what we want to do is check the distance from the spline. So if we kill that, go to do this again. And now if we hit favorite button, we're going to set density to become, yeah, how far the distance is. Perfect. I'm going to drop this down to like 500. Yeah, close. 250. Yeah, now I'm starting to get the outside, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, that sort of works. What do you think? Cool. So what we can do is filter. A point filter. Perfect. So cool, we're getting a density inside and outside. So let's take this off right now, because we could spawn this on the inside filter. So let's have a look. Let's turn, where's our debug? We'll set the density threshold to 0.5 for now. Actually, let's just split this up because we'll probably not want to just use an in and out. We'll probably want to use a lot more than that. So let's plug that in. Yeah, look at that, we have some rocks on the outside of the paths. Okay, so let's just do that again. We'll run this up here. We'll just invert that filter. Cool. I'm going to grab another static mesh spawner. I'm going to come and kill that mesh entry and put something else in there so we can at least see. Yeah, like, why not have a road made out of bread? Because proceduralism, yeah. Okay. It's like we want to like scatter dirt and rocks and stuff like that, right? So we probably just want a shit ton of rocks. Bushes. That's kind of cool. Might actually use that on the outside more. Rock debris. What's that? Not bad. Obviously it needs color and texture and stuff, but that could work. Yeah, another one. I don't think that'll fit. Try that one. Do that. That's a lot of meshes. Yikes. Alright, let's throw transform in there. Please cut that, cut that, cut that. And we're gonna want to scale all this, right? Like, it's not great, but like, it's a start. Yeah, annoying to see. Yeah, I forgot because that other rock is way bigger, so we're not. Hmm. Because that will, without excluding from themselves, will spawn. Okay, so we need to get stuff in better format. Let's have a look at this rock debris. Like, this is actually some pretty good stuff. I think that would be quite good. Oh, this is all coming from that new kit, right? I haven't actually played around with this stuff yet. Bunch of assets I got that I was meant to start working on, but... Is that a ground debris? Oh, hell yeah. Let's try that. Well, it's a pretty average ground debris. You got ground vegetation? Yeah, that's probably a bit much. Let's go back to that other ground one and see what happens now that we've dropped the size. Like, I can see that working, but we might need to do some stuff to it. So if we add a density noise onto that, now we'll have it set. Do we want to set? Yeah. And then we'll put another filter on the end. Okay, yeah, there we go. So I've just cleaned the filters up a bit. Let's check those points actually. Yeah, okay. So it's not bad, but what we now need to do is put these transform points in to fix this up. It should already be randomly rotated, right? Yeah. I'm gonna have to check for some better assets. we filter this all via static mesh so we can have a quick browse at what we've got available. A few nice little scattered plants. Let's have a look at that one. Not really my jam. I don't even know, like, what would I really want? Like, would it just be a scattering of rocks and dirt? Because we could just use something like that and do like... Yeah, so we have these little mounds that pop up. That's really not going to give us the look that we want. No, not the way we want that to look. Dude, I really think it's just going to be a lot of rocks. Try these ones. I don't know, I swear I had branches. What the hell's going on? Yeah, wood debris, that's what we want. Oh, something's not happening there, is it? Oh, it's very small. That makes sense. So let that transform back in. And we'll do this to something like, I don't know, 5. Yeah, okay, so there we get some twigs and crap. What's wrong with that? If those twigs are the same, we should have more wooden debris, right? So we can just... Okay, we've got some twigs and crap on the ground. Let's remove these so we can see what we're looking at. I think if we threw just a couple stones in or something, that's probably going to be fine, right? I feel like I want the distance to be taken from that, right? And then transformed after? You know, we'll just add a rock or something in, right? That's a bit big. Alright, let's try something like... That's going to have a road. Why don't I just try and drag that into the scene? This is not the editor, idiot. Well, that rock is too big. Move that rock then. And this we will just put down, I'll take the absolute off. And we'll go to 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. Now let's have a look. No uniform scale, absolute on. What if we want to just spin some rotation? It's good because these ones can rotate on the full axis of everything, giving us some real nice randomness. Well, actually, these ones could too, to be honest. Like, you could even get those like 180 or like maybe 45. You could give this like minus 20 and 20. Sweet. Okay, so then we're probably just going to take these. What are we thinking? Okay, so we'll take this density filter, right? And we chuck that into there, invert that filter, and take what's left. Well, sort of, but not really. The need to then do another attribute noise and filter. Do 9.8, start reducing the amount. I'd probably also want to drop these down to like 0.1 again. They're so big. And these ones might actually need to do a -5 to say -8 drop. I'm keeping them all grey at the moment as well, just because it's so much easier to see that. And to be honest, it's probably just a mesh, it's a material option that's not set for hierarchical static meshes. So I came back to here, opened up this pine bark. Oh no, we actually are missing a map function. Weird. What are you missing? Unmasked material. Missing material function? What? Property normal. Ah. I don't know, it probably has some fucking stupid function here that they were doing something with normals or reprojecting and handling tangents, but once we've saved this should color our scene. Beautiful. Look at that. That is pretty tits, man. That's sick. So, I'm a fan. That's freaking awesome. Soon to the rocks. Yeah, so they got moss and stuff. Hell yeah, I love that crap. I've got the functions written, but it's actually pretty good. That's all wrapped up really neatly. Probably just use that, to be honest. We'll see. It actually depends how it goes with the RVT. The runtime virtual texturing. Yeah, okay. So what's happening there? That is garbage moss, isn't it? It really is garbage. Maybe not use that. Yeah. I've got a moss feature that's better than that. This has got no parameters, so screw that off. Okay, cool. So at least this way we should be able to grab this rock, find the material, and just quickly make it look. Kind of grey, isn't it? This might actually be the right rock. Hold on. I don't know. This seems like it. There we go. That looks more like a rock that would be in this game. That shouldn't be hard to fix, we just need to refresh it. I was not using the right rock, of course not. At least we know what we're doing. Doesn't... Yeah, look at that, we can actually see it live in the game. Can you see the rocks? Yes. That's freaking tight. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be our rocks handle for like spawning. That's actually really good. The hell? Funny enough, just changing that, just oh no, it does. It turns off all the rocks. Wait, on one path. That path. Right, so forest is all spawned back. And then we come into building. We come into this thing. Okay, I guess there's a bug there when after I delete them they don't really want to spawn much more, do they? Fair enough. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Okay, the other thing we could do is tie it in with something. So if we... Let's close this. I should go find that spline. Alright, so we know it's a fence, so there it is. We grab these, and we're just gonna come out in here and make a new folder. Call that paths, and we'll paste all those in. It's obviously gonna give us an error because the way the data assets work, they actually check names and stuff, so we're not gonna have any conflicts. So let's call this DA road path, right? And we'll grab this, and we may not necessarily need all of this stuff, so let's just come into road path, turn off hide static mesh. We will also change this to be, I think it's path? Yeah, here we go. Path pebbles, spline path. What path pebbles look like? You know what? Can't let it dry. Alright, so again, we'll spawn all of that. We will grab... I think it's this one. Oh yeah, look at those little pebbles that are spawning. That's tits. Sick. Sick. Cool thing is, that's actually just a spline tool. It's actually not using any proceduralism. Yeah, I'm a fan of this. There's obviously some error going on here with the pathing, but that's fine. That's really cool. If we grab the other one. Yeah, hell yeah, it just worked. Sick, so we've got two different types of paths that we can throw in there. I need to make an icon and stuff for them. We'll delete them and the whole thing returns. What if we go in again? Oh, so good. I freaking love playing with this. Interesting. So, where do we go from here then? There is a lot to do. I'll be back in a minute, just go to the bathroom and I'll have to think about what we're going to do next. Okay. So where to next? Obviously these aren't working. We're not getting the right icons and stuff. We're not getting the right names. So that might be one of the first things to tackle. We could stop them from spawning out here. There's also the issue of like it's already started when we've dragged it in. Oh god, what have I just done? Oh, that's cool. That's interesting, right? Doesn't that make you think? Freaking hell. We could just use a foliage layer to extrapolate, like to extract the data from. Do we need the splines? Yeah, I'm not sure actually now having to think about it. Like we have this foliage layer here. It's spawning out all those meshes. Yeah, we could exclude those meshes. I'm actually not sure now. Yeah, like we have all these rocks, right? We could... That one off. Nope, no, not that big. You chill out, come down. There we go. Turn the strength down. No, I think our splines created way better paths, to be honest. Yeah, we get a lot more control with those paths and we can really make them look nice. Well, I actually do need to optimize them because they're probably still using their nanite collision. Anyway, I should start playing around with stuff. Where are we at? Pathing. I need to think. So if we're going to lay that path down, do we want the path to be laid on the tiles, or do we just want it to be laid on like the actual spawned terrain tiles? We also probably don't want it to start immediately, right? I think that's just because I was trying to debug it and build it to make sure it worked. I just didn't really pay attention. So let's pull that out. Pull out the spline manager and we'll have a look at these. Okay, so yeah, I remember moving this vector snap so we weren't snapping to the grid anymore. Let's have a look. Update current spline handle, complete spline, don't care, load spline into game, not now. Destroy spline, update close loop. Spawn spline actor. Huh, okay. Yeah, so we're running this add point to spline somewhere, aren't we? Complete. I feel like it's on the tick somewhere, but yeah, it's going to be on the tick in the component actually. It's pretty much how Realm works in its standard layout. Like we have a component that attaches to the player controller used for controlling the manager of a system, and that manager will control its child actors. Let's have a look. So, event tick, valid spline, update tooltip location, set position, update. If it is more than 16.5 units away from each other, we will add another spline point. Okay, so that's what we're doing now. Okay, what we need to do is active editing, update brush, position. Do we need active editing turned off maybe? I feel like we need that off, so spline manager. It is off, which means we're turning it on somewhere. There. As soon as we create the spline actor, we're actively editing it. So what if we got rid of that for a second? Because it's a bit, I don't like communicating from a child to a parent. That gets a bit weird. So I'm gonna make a binding. Every time I say it, I think of Dennis. I like to be bound and bind. Alright. That's where we generate our mesh. That's removing last point. Where's our begin play? No begin play? I guess not. Okay, so when we begin play on this, we want to create an event dispatcher, which we will call spline started for now. Alright. We'll call this after we make our first point. So free draw, add spline point. So how do we want to do that? So on this, we've spawned the spline into the world, and as we go through the tick, we checked if we're actively editing it, and if we are, then we're going to start spawning it. It's almost not what we want to do, because we want to be able to actually spawn the item, know when the first point is set down, and then set a callback for that. So yeah, so we have this has place start, which is, I've done something like this earlier, because when this spline system makes like squares, rooms, walls, all that stuff. Yeah, see, this is where I was calling that completed function. Yeah, so we don't want to set the active edit there. We want to. So this shouldn't work now, because what we're doing is we're just removing active editing so we don't set that boolean. And we'll just lay down some tiles. Don't see nothing. Okay, cool. That was easy to break it. I like that. We sit it here, and that's not what we want to do. I think that's where we want to do it, right? After we've added our first spline point? It depends. I can't remember if this is called. So this is called from the manager. So we'll find out. Okay, fair enough. So when we try to call this, where does this get called from? This is the client, which can be called from the component. Okay, so probably what we're going to want to do is put this up the front here. Is active editing false? If it is false, we don't want to add a point yet. Oh, it's a bit long there. I gotta think this through. Okay, so what's happening? We add the spline point to the client. When we do, we make it actively edit. Unless we stick it in there. It might sound dumb, but this is being run by an input control. So all we do is check that the spline is active, which is fine. Make active edit. So we essentially, hopefully, turn it on a frame before we execute the press. Nah. Interesting. Nope. Interesting. Why does that not get called at all? Let's find out. Oh yeah, because you meant to do it here, dickhead. Sorry. What was that? No. Active spline? No. Don't want that there. I'm brain fried. What am I doing? So confirm spline, that's probably what we want. Get the spline actor. Oh, sorry, spline manager. Set active editing. Hopefully that'll work. Yes, look at that sexiness. There we go. Oh, freaking hell yeah. I love when I can't. Oh man, I don't know. Big day. I'm a bit exhausted. But cool. There definitely could be more that we could do to that in terms of saying like, hey, you're this kind of area, spawn differently, but nah, not happening. We'll leave that up to the player. And so if we were to grab this one and be like, oh, look at that. Oh yeah, I'll just draw this fence around. It's almost like I like that fence. So if I come back to road path. Well, theoretically, if this is all agnostic, I should be able just to come to building. Go to... oh, wall maybe. Let's try open that up. Didn't work. Okay, what if we... nope. Not happening. Okay, fair enough. Why? No. Huh. I was wondering if I could just do what I did before, like drag that in and paint it. Oh, it's because we just added this in tonight. We didn't actually add the callback to tell the spline manager that we're active when on drop rather than like what it used to work with. Where was that done? It's going to be one of the children of the tool tow class, so let's pop that up there, pop you here. Okay, what are we looking for? 10 or spline, something like that. There we go, spline layer box. Cool, that's probably where our on drop will happen. Cleanup is dragged over. Drag enter, on drag leave, drag drop, on drop. There we go. I think that's what we want. Let's just suck a break there so we can double check that. Yep, cool. So, stop this. Had any more of them open, I could copy the callback from, but alright, so we'll update game mode. Update game mode. So whenever we call this, and we'll just automatically override it into spline build mode. So let's do that. Perfect. Okay, cool. Okay. Maybe we'll just quickly fix these up. It's probably not going to hurt. You know, it's hard to see what's going on then. Memory, is it, where? Making that, it's a child of this thing that it's all being dropped into, if I'm correct. Not a child of this, another widget that gets injected into this one on load. Yeah. There it is. It's a little layer box. This shouldn't be too bad. Let's say setup refs. What are we doing? Spline manager, spline added. Splines. Don't think we really want that. Refresh list, add item, collapse, blah 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 blah. On entry generated, I think. Bind event to hide item deleted. Yeah, cool. Bind item to close menu. No, okay, so we're gonna need to go to the child of this tree view. Let's have a look. I don't feel like this needs to exist. I feel like we already have all this stuff in other things. Let's put a breakpoint here and see what's actually coming into this. All right. Oh, it didn't. It just. Debugging mode failed. Windows still ticking. I've done that before. Let's step into this, which is the base of the instance object, and we'll freeze it there. Weird. Okay, so now we might be finding the issue. This isn't happening, is it? List item object. That's not what we want. The list item object is... what are we referencing actors? What are we doing? There was a problem. But it also raises more questions. Because I don't need to edit on a spline. I think this is more because I was playing around with the paint settings. Let's try this again, come on. I think that's working. Yeah. Still hides, that's good. Oh, look, it even has its opening type. This probably doesn't need to be used, to be honest. There was a closed loop function for other things. I really like that. It's rare that I get tools that I'm like, god damn, that's going to work really well with everything. Let's see. So if I was just to paint this over, will it still exclude itself? Oh, freaking hell yeah, it will. Cool, so that is the basis of our pathing. Obviously we'll need to add way more paths. It's interesting actually, does it still let me path anything? What would be the really dumb thing to make a path? Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, cool. Couldn't convert forward axis. Did it work? Just had a bit of an issue. Now let's try it again. I actually want to see if I can break it by doing that. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't just take any asset in, which is a bit weird. Thought it would. But it's probably because I've probably got something telling me to not do it if it's not a spline. I've already missed something. It's like, I don't think they're different actor types, right? No, these are all still off the same build object. Like, do we not have anything in the forward axis in the base? Hold on, that's actually a really good question. Because if I need to open Visual Studio, not Writer. I haven't updated my payment for Writer yet. Okay. So what I'm thinking is, if the class doesn't have an initializer that's not telling it, like if it's not being told to actually set X if default, it's just setting a null pointer, then yeah, that would make sense, because you know, in a spline we tend to actually set that stuff. So where would that be? It's going to be in the build object. There we go. Spline parameters. No, so look here. Look, we did that there. We set it to equal X on our initialization, and we don't have a constructor or anything here. So yeah, that should be setting it. That's fine. Weird. That is interesting, eh? Like, let's try do something and see if this will work. So, objects, something that's just not meant to be a spline, so we can test. Alchemist, not. Yeah, log pile. Let's have a look at that log pile there. Alright. And use this spline object. And look, it all seems to be set up. So let's delete that. And now that we've set it, that boolean will actually appear in the menus. So yeah, it works. Freaking cool, man. Okay. That works straight off the bat. Obviously, we have an issue with the shader or the material, but to be honest, it's probably the usual thing. Support, telling to actually support freaking that. What's it called? I completely had a brain fart. What is it? Spline meshes. So we come to this prop material. Now we just need to tell it to use with spline mesh. And look at that, there we go, cool. The question's really going to be for me how to pick all this stuff up and move it. I guess I could just add the same class systems as I do for building, like Like just clicking that and being able to move it around is pretty good. Not that, that was dumb. Yeah, I guess I could do that, not too bad. Like, right, control click, left click on it, and it'll select the object. Because obviously we'll need to put the pivot and that at the center for it, but that's fine. Might need to reduce that axis size a little bit. Whilst we're here, I'm just going to knock that out so I don't forget about it. Sweet, so we have that axe, but we have this other axe. Where is the other big one? I swear we had a bigger one. I think both of these axes might just be a little bit too big, right? What we'll do is put them to say 0.75, 0.75. It's not too bad. And then we can just use Unreal's inbuilt modeling system to quickly grab this, transform, bake transformations. Probably the smarter thing to do would actually grab this, rotate it 90, bake transformation again. That pivot look like it's in the center? It doesn't, does it? So what if we edit the pivot? Center? No, I'll just put it there. Cool. That should help a bit later on. Let's delete those. Yeah, I might need to have a think about what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to go grab some dinner / lunch / whatever time it is, but it's 1 AM here. Probably going to jump back on stream in like half an hour now. Yeah, depending on how things are going, I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord. But if anyone did join in, you know, thanks for checking it out. Or if you've watched this later on my YouTube, you can watch the embarrassment of me fumbling around trying to figure out how I actually made my own projects like years ago. So let's, yeah. Anyway,